Hello, I'm Zardus, and let's play City Skylines. Welcome to Fairview Shores, a city that we're building without the use of any mods or assets. This is going to be a great city to change it up a little bit, because I typically play with a lot of mods and assets and try and do a lot of detail stuff, but here we're going to try to do as much detail as we can, but of course it is without the assets, and that makes it a little bit harder. So it's a bit of a challenge. If you like the concept or like the videos that I'm making, please hit like, or even better, subscribe to my channel so you can follow along. Alright, let's get started here. I have a few things I want to do today. First of all, I want to rename this part of the town to Valley Stream. Add the suggestion in the comments, and so that's what we're going to go with. I want to talk a minute as well about the backstory of our town. I thought Valley Stream was a very fitting town name because as we look at the region here, I thought that, okay, this would make sense for the initial settlement of the town. With the stream coming down this way in a valley, it made sense to call it Valley Stream. So our backstory is going to be that this will be our main historical part of the town, I think, and then we're going to build out from there and assume that whatever the town is today, as in when we finish, this is where it all started. So other things I want to do today are I want to build some roads along the shorelines here that will be kind of main roads that come along here, and I just like to do that a lot when I have shorelines because it helps break up the grid, as then I'll do roads off this way, and it'll change things up a bit. Then I want to build farms up in this farmland area, and if we have time, I want to get started on a little park down here in the middle of town. So I'm going to unpause the game, and we'll wait to build the roads until we have a bit more money. Let's just get caught up on a few things of where we left off. We have an industrial town or area here called Hickory Heights, but if you have a idea for what we should call that instead, let me know and we'll change that. And then of course we have our main town down here, residential, and a little commercial in there as well. And I did just see a building leveled up, which was pretty nice. I don't know which one it was, but oh well. So we're going to get started with the farms. And the first thing I'm going to do is I want to build a concrete road that kind of goes right up into the heart of the farmland. And we're going to do a curve here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And so then we're going to build some. So we're going to build a lot of this in dirt roads here. The vanilla farms are 4x4 squares, and so we're going to do 4x4s here. So we're going to do these in grids of 8x8, which I think is here. Yeah, that's 8, I believe. Yep. Okay. So this comes down here like that. And then this one. There. We'll just leave these sides off. I'll count from over here. That's 8. That's 8. And I mean, a grid here is pretty dull, I admit to that. But then again, I mean, farms are dull. I apologize if you're a farmer, but let's face it, they are kind of dull. Especially in the design, and I think a lot of the times a farm will be designed in a layout that will just be kind of efficient and stuff like that. Now, I want to leave this here for now, this old factory that the map creator put in here. I think it adds a little bit of detail, and we'll stick with it. I do apologize, I've got my baby on my lap right now, so if you're hearing weird noises, that's what's going on. But sometimes you just have to roll with what the baby wants to do, so that's what we're doing tonight. Keep going that way. Is that 8? I don't think it is. No, it's 7. So we're gonna keep going this way. A little bit more. And you'll notice I'm going right up against the highway. That's because I want to maximize the space that we're using for this. It's too much. That's 8. That'll work. Yep, okay, and again we're going to maximize here. And this is kind of a trick that I learned from Conflict Nerd in terms of trying to maximize the space. I do not like how that zoning looks. Whoops, and we don't need a highway off-ramp right there. So I may have to turn off snapping. Oh, that works perfect. Alright. And the rest of that we can stick with. Okay, so let's make sure that all of it is within the farming, and it is. And so we're going to make a new district here, because that is how we can do the specialization. And I'm not going to bother with making the district lines perfect and neat just yet, because we don't need to do that. But we do need to change the specialization. So what we're going to do is choose farming industry, because that will make farms grow there. And now when we zone some industrial in here, which we're going to do right away, we should spawn some farms. And then once they start coming in, we can change up these power lines so that they're not so ugly. It's a weird looking farm, but oh well. And we did make the power mad, so we gotta figure something out here. I have a little bit of a cold, so that's why I'm coughing and sounding a little bit raw and stuff like that, but we're making it do. I'm having too much fun with this series, so we're going ahead and recording even though I'm sick. Such a rebel, I know. Okay. So now the farm is going. If you have a name for this district, then please leave a comment or find me on Twitter. My handle is Zardus4 on Twitter. Because somebody apparently had already taken Zardus, which I'm not happy about. And now, are we still having water issues? Ah, that's the issue we're having. I didn't draw the pipes. Okay, let's see. An angle is kind of weird. Let's come off this way. Come off like that. And we'll come this way. This way, and like that. Alright. So now we have residential demand again. And don't really have too many farms coming in, and the industrial demand is gone. So now we're going to move on to, like I said, building some more of these roads along the sides. The first thing I want to do is I want to extend this down a ways to about there. Then we're going to come off this way in both directions. And then go like that. I do want this to be curved, so we're going to build a curve here. Like that. Then we'll do that. That looks good. And over here we're going to do the same thing where we just build these little roads for a minute so that we can demolish in between. And we have the cutoff that we want for the curve. Now, how does that look? Yeah, I'll do that. I wonder if we have any monuments that could go over here. No. I mean, we have some things that we could put in there, but not that I like. And we don't qualify for any of these yet. But eventually that might be nice to have a statue or something at the very end of the road. I like that idea. So we're going to continue this road. I want it to be pretty straight, I think. That. This one is going to have to turn a little more, especially with these rots here. I don't know, maybe I should get rid of the rots? Like maybe it was an abandoned house. We'll leave the rots there, they kind of add something, some detail. Do it like that. Just leave that road in there. I do want this to be curved though, so again we're just going to piss off some residents real quick, but that's okay. Then go that way, and we will build our road in here. Same thing over here. Yeah, now that looks nice. I like that a lot. Okay, and then I want another road to come off right in the middle here. And this is going to be a main arterial. So, like I said in the last episode, one thing you want to do if you're a beginner with roads is you want to have your highways have limited access, and then you want your arterials to also kind of be limited. So we have one intersection here, and in fact I'm going to change this so that it is not a stoplight. For now at least. Eventually that'll probably have to change, but for now cars can come off and they don't have a stoplight until here, and then they will have another one here, I think, and another one there. But so there's not too many intersections, so you won't have too much backup. And then these are collector roads, so they can have more intersections, but they won't have as many purposes to be on the road. But anyway, we're going to continue this road in this direction. This road, yeah, we're going to turn it a little bit because I want to keep that distance from the shoreline. And I'm going to pause it pause the recording and do this off screen. Okay, so what I've done, and you can kind of see, is I extended it this way, and I curved this road into there. So then that keeps going, and we've got one going over that way too. So now we can build some more neighborhoods in here, which I'm pretty excited about because we've got a lot of residential demand. And what I'm going to do is in here I want to have a little bit higher density in my neighborhood. So when do I get this road? 3,800. Okay, well that's fine. What we're going to do then, because this is another arterial street, we are going to come in here, and this road is going to go about there, and then we're going to build off in this direction to there, and then that's perfect. We're going to build off in that direction, do the same this way. How far did I go there? 2 circles. About there. And then we're going to come off in this direction as well. I'm not sure how far that needs to go, but this is going to come here, there. That's going to go here. Not quite as far. In fact, I'm going to undo these. Go a little bit less because I want to be able to zone that commercial there. Same thing here. This is perfect. There. 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 Yeah, that's going to be a nice little neighborhood in there. Let's check the water. We want to build the pipe that way and this way. And so I've built this so we can do 2x2s, and in order to make sure that we get that the way I want it to, we're going to build some pedestrian paths in here. We'll go ahead and connect them that way, as well as there. Like that. Yep, that worked. Okay. And just like that. So then we can go this way, and I'll do this off camera as well. Oh, okay, so I did part of it, but then we've run out of money, so we're going to get started in zoning here. And like I said, we're going to do 2x2, which means over here, I need to do this manually because I don't want any zoning on our main street. And we're going to do this. Whoops. What you missed is I changed these roads a little bit, and apparently that really made the zoning mad. Keep doing that. No, that's not where I want. Okay. We're still waiting for more people to move in and generate more income. But I'm pretty happy with how this is looking over here. Next, we'll build kind of the same thing over here and go in this direction, and that again will break off the grid a little bit, and we need a little more commercial, so we can go ahead and zone that in there. You'll notice I built pedestrian paths here and connected to that commercial area too, so these people can walk over and go shopping, which I think will be pretty good for them. Again, we're having a little bit of money issues, so I'm going to fast forward the game for you a bit, and I'll be right back. Okay, so the money issues seem to have resolved now, and we're going to keep building our little pedestrian paths here real quick. Now that I have the plan in mind, it's not going to take as long as it was before, and you get to watch it a little bit. So, a couple of questions for you guys while I'm doing this. I'm curious, like, what sort of things do you want me to talk about while I'm building, or do you want me to? I have no idea what to say during these. So if you have any ideas, let me know, or any questions about the game. Whatever you want, I'm happy to oblige. But here we are. Is it not going to do this? There we go. Yeah, I don't know if I like that one, but anyway, let's go ahead and zone some more here. Zoning up a storm. That's what we do in City Skylines, especially when we're playing vanilla. For a moment, I'm going to talk about my other series that will be getting going pretty soon, is the Capilano Islands. I've been building a map, and it's almost done. I will be releasing it to the workshop, hopefully this week. And then after that, I'm going to be building a city that is almost entirely hand plopped and detailed. So that one, the episodes will be a little bit more time in between them because it'll take more time to do them, and I'm not really sure where I'm going to go or what ideas I'm going to start with, but we will be moving forward with that pretty soon, and I'm excited about that, so you may want to check that out too. Like I said, it's called Capilano Islands, and there's already a playlist on my channel for it. So far the playlist is just me terraforming the map, but yeah, so check that out. Okay, so we have a little more commercial demand, so I'm going to fill that in now. And looks like our residential part is filled in, so let's do the rest of this. I don't want to zone it all at once, because I'm hoping to prevent death waves. When you zone a large area, everybody moves in at once, and they're all the same age. And so eventually they'll all die at the exact same time, which will put a big strain on your death care service in the city, and cause issues with your population as well. So we're going to avoid that. Ooh, we're having power issues. Okay, so we need to build another power plant, and good thing we have enough money. Or we're close to it. 19,000, we're just a couple weeks away. We're going to have some rolling brownouts here for a moment. And that's going to eat into my budget for the park that I wanted to build. But let's go ahead and fast forward a little more to get more money. That should do. Isn't it so nice to be able to fast forward and I can play and you don't have to sit there and wait for us to have more money to do things? That's one of my favorite things about Let's Plays. Okay, anyway, so we're going to put the power station over here. Keep it over in our industrial area so the pollution kind of sticks around there. And that should solve our power issue. It does. Water, we're still in good shape. Garbage, we're already half full in that landfill, so we're going to need another one pretty soon. But for now, let's figure out where we're at here. And how far do we have to go yet to... wrong thing. To get to our milestone. 2,000, so we're almost there. And then we're going to get a few more things. And actually, then we're going to have to deal with a few more things too, I think. Oh no, yeah, we don't have to deal with anything yet. Eventually, we're going to have to deal with death care, but oh, maybe we're already doing that. Do we have a cemetery? Can we do a cemetery? No. Oh, yep, that's gonna be soon. So we're gonna have to do that. But anyway, they have not enough Educated workers. Well, that's too bad. Too bad for them. We're not going to be able to do anything about that just yet. Eventually we're going to need another elementary school over here. But we'll deal with that in a bit. Let's do another neighborhood over here. This one's going to be pretty similar to the one we just built. It's going to go up that way. We're coming over this way. And do another one here. I like these 2x2s. I first saw Flux Tramps do this, and I really liked it. Like how it looks, and it changes up the city a bit. Now, where does this curve start? Oh, that'll work. And here we want to go. Don't want to start there. We'll come down to here. Go like that. Yep, I'm happy with that. And just do that for a moment so I can get this road in here. Oh, look at that. We're a boomtown. Awesome. So we can build another, or buy another tile if we want. I'm not quite ready to do that yet. I want to fill this tile before we start buying more. We can do buses and ferries and things. That's good, but again, we don't need them yet. Or we can specialize. We don't need that yet either. So pretty much we need nothing here. Pretty happy with that. We do have to build a cemetery, and that is going to need to be done pretty soon because they'll complain if we don't. And I'm sure we got another chunk of money. Yep, okay. So let's get this road in here. This one over here. And that'll be the end of this neighborhood. Although, let's go this way. Let's do that. Yep. Okay, check the water. We need to come over this way a little bit more. Up there. No, we can go further. Yep. Okay, and then go at an angle. Okay, so they've got water. Turn the speed back up. Let's build our cemetery now before we forget. So the thing about cemeteries are that they are really hard to move if you have to move them. So I don't like putting them on a main street, although it would look nice in here. Especially if we built a park in there as well. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that because this road is as wide as it's going to get. So we'll put the cemetery there. And that provides coverage to the whole town so far. Okay, so now back to this real quick. Pedestrian paths. Gonna go this way. This way. I'm gonna pause the recording again because we're getting a little bit long. Okay, so I'm done with the pedestrian paths and we're going to go ahead and start zoning in here. One thing I want to do is I want this road to be residential along the water. But here, I think I might add a little bit more commercial over here and kind of have commercial be at this intersection. But let's build a little park here. And actually, I decided this would be a great spot for a little park. Let's see what we can do in here. We could put a playground. Yeah, I'm happy with a playground here. And now we will fix that path that I just destroyed. Just because paths are nice. And now we can put some trees in there as well. What trees do we have in vanilla? Oh wow, what a great selection here. If you are into trees, there's a lot of great trees in the workshop. But clearly we have a very limited selection because the whole point in this series is to do it as vanilla as possible. So actually, this did it again. I want homes over here. I won't put homes there, but let's keep the trees here. I do like the oak tree, just because I like oaks. So, you know, we're not going to be able to do a whole bunch with, in the way of parts and things like that, but we can do a little bit of detailing like this. And as you can see, I mean, just adding some trees makes a pretty big difference in how this area looks. I'm pretty happy with that. And I think that may be where we stop for now. So a couple things to do. Let's real quick extend this this way. And I don't want Hickory Heights to be the residential part. Again, if you have a name for Hickory Heights, please leave a comment, and that'll be great. If you liked this video, please make sure to hit like on YouTube, or even better, hit subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And check out my website, zardas.com. It'll have a post with screenshots and things from the current save, so you can look in on where we're at and give any feedback. And I think that's about it. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.